Sharks. I'm Brian Schimmerlich.
And I'm Steve Bofield. We're from New York City, and our company is Vengo. We are seeking $2 million, 12.5% of our company.
When you hear vending machine, most people imagine desperately shaking this old machine, trying to get that bag of potato chips to drop out. These machines are huge, they're old, they're ugly. Vengo is taking vending out of the basement into the spotlight with the latest technology.
Our slim form factor and attractive design is the ticket to exclusive, high-traffic areas. Vengo hangs on the wall like a picture frame and requires zero floor space.
Bring video content to the point of purchase.
He adds it to the cart, clicks checkout. Wait a minute, Brian. I don't see any slots for coins.
Vengo is totally cashless, totally digital, very, very fast.
Back in New York, is automatically notified of the sale, and that's just scratching the surface with everything we can do with the valuable data from each and every vending machine out in the field.
Who's ready to Vengo?
Well, $2 million for 12.5% is going to be a tough nut to crack, or bottle to open, I should say. You know, the Sharks, I mean, going in, Brian and Steve, I'm sure thought to themselves, the path is got to be multiple Sharks. They have to land a deal with multiple Sharks. If they don't, the odds of any one Shark shelling out $2 million, period, like at all, for 100% or 50% or 12.5%, it's just not there. It's just not going to happen. So hopefully that's in the cards for them. Pretty neat product. I think, vending machines, do or did need a facelift. I mean, we saw this with the Blenny blends, right? And if you haven't seen my interview with the brothers, I'll link it at the end of this video, because it's really an interesting look at vending machines, where they are, where they were, where they are, and where they're going. And with that said, like Brian and Steve, I'd love to have you come on and enlighten us more about the vending machine industry going forward here. But yeah, $2 million is definitely gonna be tough. So this is from season 7, episode 22. I've never seen this pitch before. It was recommended by one of our members of the super community down in the comments below. We're going to feature one of those comments at the end, as well as check out Brian and Steve's website, social media, and I found like a update from the Gazette review. See if they have any information. But Brian and Steve, you're welcome to come on for an interview as well. So yeah, that's all at the end of this video.
It's small in size.
Yes.
Does that mean that anything that you sell out of it has to be small in size?
Absolutely. This is about the largest item.
Like, we bent the laws of physics to make this work.
We can actually fit 100 products. How do we fit so much and so little is we have an amazing team of aerospace engineers.
I saw the opportunity, I quit my aerospace job, and I jumped to the... See what happened with the space program?
We're not a vending operator, and we're not replacing vending machines, but we are a software and media company that manages this digital network from the cloud.
So you're
let's go from
selling
there.
to
So
the
let's go from
vending
there, right?
machine guys and
Exactly.
owners.
So let's go from there. What does one of those cost for me to buy if I'm a vending machine guy?
Yep. You're not gonna love this, so bear with me. We build it for $2,500. We sell it for $2,500.
Boo. Okay, so you charge a monthly then. So what do you charge on a monthly then?
We charge you $20 per Vengo per month. You get the front-end software that controls the hardware.
Does that include maintenance in case it breaks?
Exactly. Yup.
Okay.
So then
I feel like you could probably make a little bit of profit on that. Like, $2,500 isn't a ton of money to ask to put a vending machine in. I mean, you're gonna have to get power, run, so there's other costs, but I feel like you could, $500, $1,000. Yeah, probably like get there like 3,200, something like that. Put you in the wheelhouse where it's like at least you're making something up front. Because they're committed to at least putting power in, and then $20 per month there. So times 12, so $240 a year.
do the different companies that you sell this to select and choose what's going to go in the machine?
We control the media rights, and we control a significant amount of the product mix. You can get some of your products in as the owner of the hardware, but we're also managing this network remotely,
Right.
working with really great products to
Right.
get them into the Vengos. We're going to generate $1 million with the largest vending machine company.
But Brian, you
All right.
make money from the front of the screen. You're an ad company.
Absolutely.
Plain and simple, right?
We are changing the game on retail and marketing physical products.
That's a stretch.
Traffic into stores is down 50% over the last 3 years. The impulse purchase at the checkout at the grocery store is down significantly. We're charging brands $200 per SKU, per machine, per month.
Whoa.
And what that gets them is
That's a lot.
we actually purchase the product wholesale, we sell it retail, we make sure our vending partners can make an attractive margin, and the product is a fit.
Guys, look, I get it. This is a digital end kit. I invested in a company called Oasis. 5 women out of Boston. They go into women's restrooms,
Yup.
and all the products are women's. Now, we've designed our own box. I see them as competitive, so for those reasons, I'm out.
Understood.
It stinks. Yeah. So that the $200 per month. So that, okay. So I see why they're not even trying to make money up front, because it actually kind of makes me wonder why at that point, why not just give the things away? I mean, if you're locking people in $200 per SKU per month plus $20 per month, like, yeah, why not just give it away at that point? Because the thing is, as the business owner who would put this vending machine in their store, I sure as heck hope that all of these fees, and if there's any other fees that they haven't even gotten to yet, are up front. Because otherwise, I feel like I kind of got a little catfish. Like, oh, we're gonna get a vending machine. It's only $2,500 instead of like $5 or $8 or maybe $10,000. And just like, oh, it's just $20 per month. It's great. It's awesome. And then no, the actual SKU. Now, the other question is that I have is who decides to keep the product inside of the machine? Like, who's making that call? Because these guys have an incentive to push products into that, into those machines. Me as the owner, I only want stuff that's going to sell, right? Like, if it ain't selling, like, it ain't going to be making up this, this ground. And the other thing is the checkout items that are at like that are at the counter, they're not selling as well because, and this is versus this selling well because it has a screen, and like that we're just trying to, it almost seems like the slot machine kind of draw, right? Like, oh, big screens, flashy lights or whatever, and it's just getting people drawn into it. And then meanwhile, like the gum or whatever items are there at the checkout is just not that, and it's just not there anymore because while you're standing in line, you're not looking around and reading those magazine article, headlines or whatever kind of stuff is there. You're at your phone, looking at your phone. That part of the problem, and I tend to think it probably is.
Brian, why don't you talk about this $16 million valuation you put in front of the sharks here?
Let's
$2
jump
million for
into that.
12.5%. I'm going to make the assumption that it's not supported by cash flow because you don't have any.
There's $3.4 million from some of the best investors out there.
The best investors in America right here. We're
Exactly,
talking
that's
to
why
them.
we're here.
And we always get great pricing. I make sure of that.
I know you do.
Let's explain to me how it's worth $16 million today. You might do $1 million in sales this year. Will you make any money on that $1 million?
No, we will not. We will lose about $300,000. Next year, we will break even. We've got an amazing team, and we've spent 3 years building out this platform. Let's not forget, I've partnered with the largest vending company in the country, and we've partnered with the nation's largest chocolate manufacturer, as well as several other big brands.
Here, do they have to be relative to what's inside the machine? Or are you selling advertising space to anything?
We're focused on the differentiator. The differentiator is coupling retail, point of purchase with media, extracting tons of data about how consumers behave.
The valuation is insane. I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, look, data is everything, right? As much as attention is everything, data on that attention is everything. I mean, we see it at gas stations, right? They have screens there for people to watch or whatever, but I don't know. To me, like, if I'm standing there, like, the odds of me watching that, it has to be really pertinent information to really pull me in versus like looking at my phone or just enjoying the silence outside of the car. Well, hopefully silence outside of my car, away from, the kids bickering or whatever, like all those other outside things happening. So I don't know. I don't think it's bad. I think, and I don't think that they think it's bad. I think that the valuation is pretty not great. And they've raised $3 million to date, but $2 million, again, as we talked about at the beginning, is a lot of money for any one shark, let alone multiple sharks to invest. They are not just throwing millions of dollars around.
What I find confusing about it is you're in the advertising business, and there's a lot of competition for point of sale advertising. You're also selling products, but you're only selling products that are in the machine.
Yep.
And one day, maybe if you get big, you'll do advertising for other things too. Is it a display advertising company, or is it a pseudo vending? This business model is just too complicated and unfocused for me. I'm out.
Yeah, I mean the vending and the advertising are two different things. I feel like that they should have just focused on the advertising. I became friends with somebody who runs a company that buys ad space in like digital ads, right? Digital marketing ads that are as far as like Times Square and things of that nature with his company. And that's a skill set, that being able to find the right people, being able to match the right marketing opportunities, billboards and things with that. I almost feel like, forget the vending, just put the screen, like, just be like, look, we'll pay for the screen. We'll pay you for a certain, electricity to like put this in the ShopRite or the whatever your supermarket is. Put the screen there and advertise, and we'll pay you for that privilege. And then they go and get all the advertisers and bring the advertisers. Like, be that middle person, and that's great. But getting involved with the vending, it just seems like it's overly complicated, overly expensive. And while they have the skill set to bring the people together, the advertisers, if you can bring those advertisers and have something there for them, that's awesome. The vending machine thing, I almost feel like it should be like a pet project. It doesn't necessarily have to be the biggest thing. I mean, there's software side of it, being able to update the ads and things remotely, and having somebody be able to check in on said screens when they're not running is a whole nother issue aspect to it. But yeah, I feel like the vending aspect should almost just be secondary to it.
Can I ask if your balance sheet has any debt on it?
We have absolutely no debt.
How would you like some?
I'm open to it. I'm open to hearing what you got.
What about I lend you, this goes into my venture debt fund, I give you $2 million and I'll take 6% of the company in equity, which is half of what you asked. I'll loan the company a 36-month loan, 3 years. That's enough proof of concept here. $2 million, and I want 6% of the equity for providing the facility.
Okay.
That's why they call it Mr. Wonderful.
And there's no interest payments on the debt, and there's no strings attached.
Are you kidding? It's a fund. It has to make at least 7% is my lowest rate.
Horrible. No one's written more checks or bigger checks on this show than I have, and I'm telling you, well, you already know. It's horrible.
I have a venture debt fund. This is what I do all day long with tech companies.
How did you calculate 6% on the equity side?
I just asked for it.
Hey, you don't get what you don't ask for.
Just what he wants.
I just want to wet my beak in the equity, and I deserve to.
That's a big old beak.
I love my beak.
If you're going up on a wall, right, you're taking up that space. So the space below it now is empty. I don't see why you wouldn't lengthen that. I personally feel it needs some work.
Given that we're asking for a significant amount of money, is
it
possible that you guys would consider coming in together? Have you guys ever partnered up before?
I think I'll bring you in on that deal, Lori.
I mean, you've raised a lot of money. You're asking for a lot of money.
The vending market is a large, slow-moving industry. It's $7 billion.
So if I go in with Kevin at the deal that he offered you,
but the 6% is
well,
way
what's your
high.
counter?
My counter offer would be $2 million at a 7% interest rate for 1% equity.
Oh, it's not enough.
1%.
I don't get out of bed for that.
But also, too, we work really hard for our money.
It's huge to
we
get
work
two
hard
sharks.
for our money, too.
It's huge to get two sharks.
You're asking.
I mean, that's 7% is good. It's not great, but you're asking for $2 million to commit $2 million to this business model. You know, when you look at like, okay, I could put money in the S&P 500 and get a return of around 5% year over year. Why would I give up $2 million for maybe an extra 2% on that? Doesn't and then oh, you're gonna own 1% of the company. It's just not. I mean, it's a lot of money to commit.
1% is a no.
Yeah,
That's
it doesn't
clear.
work.
Brian, another counter?
That's my last counter.
1% of equity. That's all you're willing to give up.
I'd love to make a deal with you guys.
I'll do the deal. $2 million, 7%, 36 months, 3% equity.
Well,
You don't get
Kevin,
that
hang
for
on.
free.
Is Lori in on that?
4%.
We'll give you the $2 million. I've spoken to my partner, Laura. You get two sharks. It's a 7% interest loan for 3 years, which is enough to prove your concept. And we want, when we close the deal with you, 4% equity, 2% each.
Oh, it's still tough because they're gonna. I mean, you're putting all that debt on, but you're saying you're going to break even by the following year. So hopefully your third year out, you're going to actually be making money. But now you're putting yourself in a time crunch of, because it's only 36-month loan, right? So 7% interest. You're really, I don't know. It's going to be real tough to be able to pull that off.
You know the venture debt market, and what's market is a
Here's
little
the
bit higher.
difference. Venture debt from any firm is one thing. Venture debt from Mr. Wonderful and Lori, Queen of QVC, that has huge value to you. You become the it kids. You're a Shark Tank deal. You've got two sophisticated investors from Shark Tank who care about you, and you come into the Shark Tank ecosphere. All of a sudden,
You're a
you're
great
on
salesman.
TV every day.
Good pitch.
This would be our best offer. We can't
Boy.
give up 4% equity.
What's your counter, Brian?
It would be 2.5% of the equity, and we'll pay you back, and we'll work to set the terms that you guys are comfortable with.
3.5%. 3.5%.
We'll do it at 3.5.
Ooh.
3.5% is really too much for us. 2.5% is final offer. And we'd love to have you guys.
I feel like at a certain point, you should be trying to restructure instead of a full $2 million loan to be, for 36 months. Try to push some of that money, into the equity itself. So, all right, you give us $1 million in debt and $1 million in that, and then you get yourself, money now, not just money as in debt that you're going to have to pay down over. I mean, $2 million is a lot of money to have to pay down.
Okay, look, last offer, and you should take this. You'd be foolish not to. We'll do it for 3%.
You got a deal.
I didn't think.
Tense.
No problem. Next project.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're really excited to have two sharks. Kevin's going to bring us his financial wizardry. Lori's got her portfolio of products. We've built a big business over the last 3 years, but we're really just scratching the surface of what we want to achieve. And so we're ready to go to the next level.
So let's check out their website. So see how far screen. So I actually thought that maybe this was wrong because it seems like they are selling ads. See how far our screens can go. Vengo enables media buyers to efficiently access target audiences at scale by connecting DOOH screens to programmatic channels through a turnkey technology and programmatic sales platform. So it seems like let's see who we start. Media buyers looking to jump in the real world. Jump into the real world to drive impact and action for your campaign. DOH is your portal to everywhere. Vengo offers instant access to 27,000 screens across various locations throughout the country, including the largest DOH network of hard-to-reach college students. Screen overs looking to get more profit from your digital real estate. Vengo offers screen owners a path to optimize the profit from their screens with a best-in-class programmatic sales team ensuring. So, like, basically what I was saying earlier, like, I mean, I kind of looked at the site because I actually was like, oh, is this different? Is this wrong? I'm not really sure if I guess the business has changed or something. But it looks like they still do vending, but maybe not as their main thing. Like they're more focused on like putting screens in places like this. So they got some press here, and even in residential. So just putting screens in places to serve ads in the real world. So yeah, so I mean that's pretty awesome. But it seems like I guess the main thing they have is just contacting them. Is that that did that not work? Okay, so that button didn't work. Did any of these work? Okay, this one works. So case study request form. So the careers, FAQ. So if I click the contact, that's when sales registrations can go. So depending on what you are. So if you're a brand, so you fill out the form and learn more. So there's no way. It's kind of interesting that a company that has technology, has so much technology wrapped inside of it to be able to like serve up a Jersey Mike's ad. I guess that's on like a vending machine. I guess there is a Vengo vending machine, and I guess that may be a Vengo vending machine, and I guess this one as well. But so it seems kind of like split still. But it seems like the vending isn't like as big of a thing as it once was. So interconnected digital video properties to serve ads. So I don't know. It seems like to me like you should be able to like maybe buy ad space right from here, like right from their website, or I don't know, something more than just a form to talk to them. I like seeing the fact that they got the Shark Tank, and again, we like seeing faces and people. That goes a long way as to helping people identify what's going on. So I see they got Vengo demo, Vengo introduction video. So I clicked on, how I got there was I clicked on their YouTube button, and it took me to the Vengo Labs search. So I guess my video will end up here at some point after it goes live. So over on Instagram, we have 925 followers over there, which, let's see, when's the last time they posted? 3 days ago, 4 days ago, a week ago. Just showing, I don't know how screens go. So yeah, so it seems like they're pretty actively posting on Instagram. Twitter, we got 740 followers. It seems like it's the same content that they're posting over there with a little bit less engagement than they're getting over on Instagram. And then LinkedIn, they have 1,468 followers with 28 employees. So I found Gazette Review came up and talking about Brian and Steve landed one of the biggest deals in Shark Tank history. Not long after the episode aired, the deal was finalized, and they used the funding to expand the number of installed machines. Within a few months, they were installed on 45 campuses across the U.S., including University of Central Florida, New York University, Syracuse. This allows students to buy items such as snacks, tech accessories, and personal care items. Not only that, but they also placed Vengo machines at Hyatt hotels and other locations across New York City, with more than 28,000 customer engagements per month. They also showcased their machines at a meeting hosted by the Long Island Inventors and Entrepreneurs Club. That's not all. The company also moved from Queens into a 4,000 square foot space in Bethpage, New York. It was later expanded to with the 2,000 square feet of adjacent space. By 2018, they installed more than 500 machines in hotels, gyms, and college campuses across 24 states. They also partnered with ViaTouch Media, a retail technology company, to help advertisers better target potential customers. And in 2019, they successfully raised $7 million in equity funding, which brought the company's total funding to $12 million. Some of the past investors, such as these people, and even, Gary Vee's on that list. How about that? And among others. As of 2023, Vengo is still in business. If anything, their sales have grown tremendously. In 2021, they had a total of 1,425 machines installed in college campuses, gyms, malls, department stores, beauty boutiques, pharmacies, grocery stores, and residential buildings across the country, and we're making $15 to $25 million in revenue, according to their official website. They have over 1,600 screens and receive more than 13,000 transactions each month. And there's more than one type of Vengo machine. For example, there's a touchless machine that you can control with your mobile phone. That's pretty neat. Not only that, but there's a Vengo XL, which has 5 times the capacity despite its small size. The company also offers digital out-of-home screens, that DOOH, which are powered by their media platform. The best part, that is all customizable. Oh, very cool. Brian and Steve, I would love to have you come on the show for an interview. Just drop a comment down below, and we'll make that happen. Like this one from Jacob. It says, "Hey, Joe, this year's been rough, but I still enjoy watching your commentary. My wife loved watching the round of Fortnite. I got to play with you. I might as well have been playing with a top Hollywood celebrity, since she had already seen tons of your videos. Again, you're awesome. Keep making content." Well, thank you so much, Jacob. Hi, Jacob's wife. I think it's really awesome to get to interact with the super community and people all over the internet. It's something I've been doing since pretty much I was 8, 9, 10 years old. So for me, it just it's part of what I enjoy in life, and this is another outlet for me to be able to get to do that. So thank you so much. I would love to get to play again, Jacob. Just I know my schedule's been kind of crazy and all, and I do have a program that I was looking at putting out there, since my summer is a little more free than my spring and winter and fall setup. So I might be putting a video out, if it hasn't already gone out, maybe announcing something to help the super entrepreneurs, like on a one-on-one here with the channel. So looking forward to potentially doing that. Time is always at a crunch, but I had just a little more time available during the summer, ironically. Anyway, I appreciate you being a part of the super community, Jacob, and thanks for writing. I'll see you in one of these 2 videos over here. Take care and go be super.